Hello there, how's it going? Got a 2 versus 2 here that was sent by Hero, so I assume it is him playing here. Though he is cooping with attack, but you know, we will work out who it is eventually, sooner or later. And they're in the Royal Naboo, and his teammate's going to be MandoDave here in the green with the Galactic Empire. Not really seen MandoDave before, but that's a pretty cracking name, MandoDave. In that nursery, gonna get those Nunas in the nursery right there. So he's got the Galactic Empire in the green. The other team's gonna be Big Lucky Ashman here in the teal or the cyan here with the Wookiees, and his teammate's gonna be Mr. Juan Amiguito here in the yellow, playing the Geonosians, and the map is Mudflow, I would think. Not sure what the tile set is, maybe Naboo? It's definitely not Felucia, right? Oh, it's gotta be Naboo, right? It's Bursas, man. Wild Bursas. Remember those from the campaign? It was also Arachnes. Arachnes and Bursas. And Mudflow, a map where you basically start in this sort of the shallow area. And I don't mean in actual shallows, I mean more in terms of elevation, because you're surrounded by these hills. It kind of makes it a nightmare defending rushes and stuff. And your carbon's often displaced, usually into the corners, these little clusters all around. And all around in the center here where there are some paths and stuff. What the map does do for you though is it gives you a lot more extra ore, and we'd kind of like to see people just making use of that in the future, building turrets to sort of secure these areas, like securing your Nova and stuff here. You should probably make turrets, right? Maybe up here. There's a nice little spot here, a lot of carbon actually, and Nova. Pretty cool, you could wall that one too. Yeah, I want to see people making turrets in a T3, medium turrets, upgrading them, because you're not really losing too much. There's extra ore all over the map. So you might as well be making use of that to make sure you don't die, keep your workers alive, etc. And in terms of the food, they've got some Fambas, they've got some Volumposets, they've got up to 10 Nunas here in the nursery for our blue player. And some annoying birds flying about. Don't know if you can hear them, but I can. Not too many though, I've seen worse. Like on Hunter's map. And yeah, what are we going to see? It tends to be a good map for some like mounty aggression, because his troop center almost finished here for our blue player. I assume it is Hero then, if he's gone that hard on punishing the Ashmen over here. What's our boy up to? Mando, you can get on that extra food, but not picking up these Flumposets, which kind of a problem. Forward carbon as well, that's pretty bold. Not too bad of a run for him though. Nice to be there where most of the carbon is and work towards that. I would say it's probably actually best for his spawn, to be honest, because he's right up against the edge here. Really got some stuff at the left. So he can play around that, doesn't want to aggro the Bursa though. Power core on the way for workers, cracking on to build that up. And as soon as I click this troop center, I do expect to see it queued up. There we go, it's almost finished. Building unpowered for a while, but not rallied to the base. A little bit of idle time here. The scout goes down here, but has confirmed exactly where Lucky Ashman's command center is. Target acquired here. And the Mounties are making their way across, ready to cause chaos. But he needs to find the carbon, and losing a scout kind of prevents that. That would be the big issue. You can see that the distance between command centers and carbon processors is quite high. Which is why this can be a big problem for you if you're just trying to play like a legit game and someone's mountying or sending troopers to you. Hard to defend those points. And we see him running around, he's probably looking for the carbon, but on this map you've actually got to look pretty wide. Now, if Ashman rallies workers like this carbon collector, that's a big tell of to where the carbon is directionally. But it would involve Hero looking for that and paying attention to it. Oh god, Mando, please, lure them to the CC. Troop center on the way for Ashman here. And Wan got a lot of workers, maybe too many workers over there. He's going for the troop center here, and he's... What are these boys up to? Just bring them to the command center, man. It's like he knew the carbon was there and then he forgot, just mid-journey. Mid-journey? Isn't that an AI? Is this attack? Oh, he's going for the flump. That's hardcore, man. That's got to be Hero. I feel like only Hero would be that ruthless towards Ashman. Didn't kill the worker though, just stopped at the last second. Oh my god. Shocking. Oh, but shore fishing. Don't know if it's that. Maybe if it was built here, it'd be worth you get both. Seems like a bit of a trek. Maybe you can pick up all three. It's not too bad. Did have some berries though. Didn't really need a food processor, so that shaves a few points off for worth. What are these boys up to? They're waiting for something. Look at Juan Miguel on the map, like just yellows, just so spread out here. But he's got these Mounties on the way. He is playing Geonosians. He doesn't need that basic training, so he's got all that extra Nova to put into mounted troopers. We do have basic training for MandoDave here. He is like distracting these with just 2 workers, which is kind of big worth, but he just doesn't want to lose one here. And it's such a long distance to get back to the command center, and these Mounties could actually just spell disaster for him. But Juan's changing his direction here. I don't know if he's off looking for some sort of carbon, or he's thinking, oh, we really need to take Hero down here because Ashman's struggling. And this could cost him. This is basically just giving Mando a little bit of a free game here. He didn't lose the worker or anything. He just gets back to whatever he was doing. Maybe he can power up and become, pretty relevant in this game. Whereas Hero's going to have to deal with these 3 Mounties coming his way, and he doesn't really have anything here. Juan just expertly finding his carbon straight away, laying the pressure on. Here goes some idols. He's busy right now. He's trying to kill Ashman here. Ashman going for this turret in the meanwhile, and I think he will get that up. Hero loses a worker. He's having a bit of a shocker now. He's sending so much across to try and just kill Ashman, but that turret's going to be finished soon. It's just one though, you could get up close to it and stand ground. But in the meantime, these workers are just getting bullied. That's what, 2 workers dead? Hero only just now starting to rally troopers over to his carbon. And Juan going to try and focus these extra ones down here. He's actually pushed them so far away from the carbon processor. MandoDave here at the moment, he's getting a turret, he's getting his troop center, starting to add on some farms and stuff. He's getting there. The Bursa getting involved as well. Nature's risen against Hero here. Did send the troopers over now. He's going to be defending this. But these guys a little bit idle. Harassing the farms with this other group. These guys just need to be somewhere finding an angle. If they got up to that turret, it'd probably be GG for Ashman. But he's hanging in there. And Juan did get that little bit of a lead. The question is, can Juan get himself up to T? Oh, he's on the way, man. His mechanics are getting better and better. If only he was just straight, 10 workers on this ore. Just unleashing the Geo Warriors on a Hero. That would be... This is such a good map for a Geo Warrior, by the way. Like how stretched out the resources are. Like from the command center. Distance to gather points, man. Huge. Geo strong. And then it also means troop center to resource points too. That distance if you want to make anti-air troopers and rally them out. Good Geo map. Plus extra ore and stuff. Not going to be feeling losing that ore in a fortress in a defensive position. Ashman will sneak some more workers out. He's got some troopers too. Actually, is he going to go for the counter-attack here? Not too sure. And we definitely know it's Hero now because attack's resigned. You can watch the whole map, I guess. And Juan hits T3. What's the plan though? Strike mix? Some tracking on the way. The Hero actually going to try and raid him some troopers. Could find some big damage. If he gets onto the carbon, because there's not a lot there. Does feel like he's going straight to the command center though, which is close to the strike mech production. If if he just went over here, man. Like, the DPS of these troopers would be quite good. See how quickly they kill that trooper, but he's pretty much showed up at the worst point, which is just, you know, right next to the production and strike mechs. They're coming back, and only 2 workers lost there. Could have been much, much worse for Juan if Hero just, like, showed up here. He could have killed, like, 10 workers or something before the strike mechs made it over. And Juan going for some air bases too. He's got pretty aggro here. Double strike mech with some... He's actually got a lot of upgrades. Kind of splitting himself a little bit thin, I think. And we've got a turret here for MandoDave and a little bit of a wall, but the Mounties can get right on top of it. Does have a troop centre though. Could rally out some troopers there. And Ashman looking to punish Hero here for going for the raid on Megiddo. Actually going for the anti-air troopers, which is interesting. It does put them in the tower though for extra projectiles. Not really killing too much there, but is forcing this second turret, which might mean you just can't quite deal with air when it comes his way. But it does counter these 2 strike mechs. And Hero is still just stranded in T2 at the moment, but he is hitting onto the carbon here for Ashman. Ashman actually punching that Mountie to death there. Make sure he doesn't lose his turret. But they are standing on the minimum range, and now the workers are just going to have to run away. Needs his own troopers to come and bail this situation out. And Hero doing his best to sort of keep control of this game. Air comes in. He does have some anti-air troopers though. Spaceport on the way. Everyone's T3 but Hero. Can you imagine that? So he's going to have to make some sales here at the spaceport and get himself straight up to T3 if he has any hope of surviving here. Air causing problems, and you can see that distance. Like, look how far away the anti-air troopers are right now from the farmers. Where's the tech, man? There we go. Am I, like, not on the right player? What did he spend? No, he queued up anti-air troopers. No, they don't cost Nova. What's he doing? Right? Come on, crack, right? They don't. No. I didn't even think that. Oh, you didn't have 2 buildings. That's what it was. Oh. I thought you had. I'm not doing so well either, says MandoDave. He's living. They're both living. I think Ashwin's worse off at the moment. But I think Juan's in the big bully position right now, man. Oh, Mando, though. Getting a couple of workers here. Is that 3 workers? That is 4. 5 kills. He's shown Hero how to do it, man. Doesn't even have range. Just walks in, refuses to elaborate, and kills like 6 workers. 7. Be desperate, like, trying to get like a strike mech or a fighter over here. Deal with these guys. There's so many on Nova right now. I think this is a forget your rally point moment. I do this all the time. I get too like hung up on like microing my units, and then I come back and there's like 30 workers around 1 Nova pile. And then you visit the spaceport and you buy things. I hope no one notices. Command center going for air in the center. Strike mechs from Ashman. Ashman unlocking his full potential here. The unupgraded strike mechs. He's a specialist in raiding with these. Straight behind the carbon. Most annoying spot. Here does hit T3 and, you know, probably getting a mech destroyer. Needs that to... Just 1 mech destroyer is all it takes usually to banish Lucky Ashman from your base with his unupgraded strike mechs. And what's next for Megiddo and Ashman? Megiddo getting really in the centre here. Even got farms in the centre, man. Grabbing up some trees. Be nice to control that centre. Get all that ore and stuff. Ashman running around here. Got another one on the way. Going to the Nova. This is a good strike mech map, right? Up until your opponents actually start making like turrets and medium turret. Then it's gonna fall off for you. But being such an open map, you can totally exploit cool mech destroyers far away. It just exacerbates how far they are from the next, you know, target that you attack with your new rallied unit. I see Hero building up a lot of strike mechs here. He does have some upgrades. He's got the +1 range for +1 range, +1 damage. Is that the Dianoga here? Starting a bit of a scrap here with MandoDave. I reckon MandoDave's going to knock him out though. Look at that slap in action. And all we're missing is Lucky Ashman losing strike mech to strike mech here. Looks like he's heading over to MandoDave. Gonna give him a taste of the unupgraded low HP strike mechs right here. As Hero making his way across back to Ashman. Gonna try and do more damage here. Ashman getting a very smart command center over here, cover these workers, mark garrison space and that into that carbon. Got his own mech destroyer to defend here. And Megito just sort of booming with our command center on the way. So much on ore, man. So much in Nova, so I think this is probably his problem. If he cut these totals in half and put these workers on food and carbon, he would be a monster, surely. He's got way too much on Nova and ore. He's just not got his priorities too right here. Food and carbon, he'd be a monster. He'd be dominating the game, I tell thee. And Hero looking for the angle here. Trying to get somewhere he can kill some workers. And MandoDave running around with probably the best looking strike mechs I've seen in terms of the upgrades. Finding the 10,000 workers on ore. They're going to just panic build a fortress here. He is stopping just to shoot a couple of these guys. Getting some good kills, Mando. Classic Ashman. Dying to the turret, the MD here, very low HP. Ashman building 2 mech destroyers. This is that armor. Armor's nice here for defending against the strike mechs. This is probably the first time I've seen a war center upgrade from Ashman make sense in terms of his order. Usually, like, you would go damage and then armor, and it's like range was last or something for some reason. But the range gives you damage, so I don't know why. It should always be first. Oof. Where's that rallied from? From the base, man. The pummel. To start bashing this with the workers. You could make a mountie quite easily. Because it has a nursery. Didn't last too long. Turrets have been saved. Juan maybe just wasting his time a little bit with this sort of low effort microaggression here. When he could just be really powering up against some big units on the field. And going for a push with T4 and some cannons or something like that. Because I think he's quite economically ahead of the rest of the players. And Hero going around here trying to tap workers as he can. But how's he doing at home? Worker corpses there. And research centers, Ashman trying to get up there. He's got some food, but he's got really no Nova. It's gonna be a while. Even with making use of the spaceport, built some bombers as well, slowing himself down there. Fighters on the way. Unless he's got plans for this research center. Geo Warriors are out and about. Getting a look in Ashman's base here. Aggressive bombers. You gonna go for the power core? What's this? What? Where does this come from? Holy. This is an MD though, it's just not doing anything. I don't know if this attack's gonna amount to anything here. It had like the faintest glimmer of potential, but I mean there's anti-air troopers here. Going for the power core. I think he gets it. Oh, no, just That was like a millisecond from getting it. They actually fired a little bit quicker than I thought they would. Like on that second volley. Close. Somehow close. I feel like Migito's got to be on his way to T4. Where's all this food gone? A lot of workers, you know. 120 workers. He must be zounds ahead of everyone else. Look at what's going on in this game, man. He's just free game booming like crazy. 124 workers to like Heroes 56. Jeez, oh. Just needs to get some units. He could go T4 air, man. All he actually has to do is just like forward across the map, and I don't think Hero could win, in all honesty. Like, the difference in economy is astounding. So every moment, like there's so many workers on Oregon over here. It's after munching like one entire pile. Every moment he spends just not like putting the pressure on, you know, he's letting everyone catch up to his level. And this is going to cut him down for size a little bit here. MandoDave with a lot more strike mix. Classic GE ones. Full upgrades almost. I think it is. Full T3 upgrades. The 1 MD. I want to make some bombers or something. Take advantage of the no anti-air here. Get some pressure on with the bomber damage. Trying to get mag factories down right in their face, which they're not going to allow. So that's a lot of workers dying here. But in all honesty, Wan's gone up like 10 workers. Bit of Geo Warrior damage in that, but I mean, it's just tickling these units with their +2 armor. You can just run around killing workers as they want. This is really going to give them time to catch up to his level, which they desperately need here. What on earth is this? One worker in Mech Destroyer. Couple of Mounties coming. Fortress over here. Really pressure him though. Kind of out in the outskirts a bit. I'll keep Ashman up on the map though. Actually getting on top of the Mech Destroyer here. He's not winning this trade though. He would be. If he popped the worker out and started repairing it, it would be big brain. It would be huge brain. Repair. Oh. I think he's a bit late though. Oh no. The MD went down. Giga Brain Ashman here. On the workers. This is enormous pressure for so few units. He's making the most out of those units. Hero's got to be frustrated. Focusing the worker down. Definitely frustrating. And then these strike mechs over here getting some damage too. Workers going down here. And this all in the face of just how much, you know, Migito over here is swelling up. He's on his way to T4. Up to 140 work, almost 150 workers now. I just don't see the infrastructure and the units getting popped out. He's got so much money. MandoDave, on the other hand, he's got a lot of res. He's just not quite spending it, right? He's a little bit torn on what to do, I would say. Certainly been doing some good raiding and getting some good upgrades for his mechs and stuff, but he just really needs to think bigger, get more command centers down, really sprawl out, you know, and just like triple, quadruple the amount of mech factories he's got. So he's really been building all this on one mech factory. That's kind of crazy. He could afford so many more. And Ashman's just killing so many workers of heroes here. Here, the Geo Warrior. Oh, the Berserkers are coming in. He's getting Clipper Franced. Going for the power core here. Strike mechs can kill them quite quickly. Big repair. And doesn't get it. No Clipper France for him. Hero lives to fight another day here. Got the fortress up at the back here. Man's got so much air. Some fighters, some Geo Warriors. Here on his way to T4. Ashman on his way to T4. Is Mando already T4? He is already T4. Holy. What's Wan up to? Empty air bases. No shields. Kinda surprised about that. Would have been cool. Shields and Elite Geo. Would have gotten some mad damage here, I feel. That's turret just finishes here for Mando. He's going to be feeling pretty solid here. With no shield on these units, they're going to go down quite quickly. He's losing a few workers though, which is annoying. And I actually kind of have an issue in him here, right? Because I feel like he's on the 1cc challenge at the moment. That is unfortunate. A lot of turrets here in the center. Yeah, gotta be building more than 1cc, I would say. It's gonna take a bit of a miracle to survive this push if it gets going. On that 1cc economy. And Ashman getting really set up here. The heavy weapons factory and the shield on that high ground. Hero sort of building his march here, building a fortress on the edge. Ashman getting into the center of the map. Or Dianugas. Mando is going to find this forward as he tries to walk past it. See all these workers building a mech factory here. They can just garrison into the fortress if they want. Is Mando struggling here a little bit? Walk back and forth. Not actually shooting anything. Workers do retreat. And Ashman going to feel the wrath of this cannon he can't really do anything about at the moment. Getting a shield generator here. He has 3 berserkers, maybe. Starting to pump out artillery here, but there's a big strike mech raid coming his way from Hero. Let's catch him off guard a little bit here. Cannon just still chipping away here. Naboo got pretty decent strike mechs, can get heavy strike mech upgrade. Get one of the HP ones, so pretty good for them on this map. Combat begins here between Mando and Wan. Good cannon out here though. Going for that shield generator. MandoDave's got his set up. Second cannon coming out. It's getting focused down. It's one hit away after this one. That one not connect. It's 2 hits away, right? I think getting cancelled when it dies. Is that a thing? It's just really unlucky. Because the projectiles were like in the air, right? I feel like that one before missed. That one I felt like it hit and it just didn't do anything. And Wan's gonna overrun him here because he's got full upgrades, man. It's 281 health to 150. He's got the bug assault max out as well. And the big bug. Ashman losing his forward here. And his shield. This cannon could be doing more right now. There's nothing to really stop it. It's moving forward to a better position. The strike mech's still raiding through here. They've done a lot of damage to Ashman and then moved over here into the back of Wan's base, getting chased by those bombers. I don't know, man. Mando's trying, but Wan's overrunning him here. These mechs are just too strong. A few assault mechs popping out here, looking for some good damage, but they do have a shield. But they're not too shielded, to be honest. That's, what, 2 cannons now out here? 3, to be honest. Hitting away at the buildings. Mando's on a really short timer. A few berserkers running around here, and Not sure what can be done here. Without maybe Hero really helping out. And I feel like Mando's going to run out of resources quite easily. He's only got so much, he's got a very small economy. And if he loses some of this, he's going to be snookered, right? Are there hollows in this one? He's got 2. Is anyone else? Who are the usual candidates? So only 2 of the hollows at the moment. Not sure I can really see them though. God knows. And Juan just rolling over everyone here. Strike Max showing up, chasing those berserkers. Really, they can't do anything about these MDs. There's so many units out for Juan. Attacks forward. Attacks forward, Ashman's forward has been destroyed here though. Down it goes. But look at poor Mando's base. Big Dave. Let's have some workers over here. Probably needs to run them over this side. Stay alive, try and rebuild. Look at the Royal Crusaders on the way, which are they're looking pretty hot here. They got their shields, +4 damage. There's not really much good damage against them here other than these assault mechs. Getting in some good positions on top of the MDs. But there might not be enough of them, to be honest. There's a lot of units here. See, even though the MDs are not the best at them, you know, +5 damage at the moment. Still just so many shots these guys are tanking individually. Unsure what's going to happen here. Geos are going to be much better on the ground, I would say, than Naboo. What's Hero's plan? He's looking healthy at the moment, I would say. 140 workers. Yeah, he's kind of like up there, so. Can he just trade a bit better than Juan here and reinforce, push him back? Seems like Lucky Ashman's taking a bit of a breather right now, so there's not really any pressure coming his way from Ashman's side. It's a heavy pummel. Rare. You're taking friendly fire from the assault mechs. Power core sighted. I feel Ashman should have really kept the pressure on Hero here. Because now Hero's going to get to pick his battles. Going in with these Crusaders. A lot more now. Some of them really running back on that strike mech though, which is kind of griefing. Juan's got that +7 damage now. So, that's alright, to be honest, there, for how many Crusaders there were. It's not really much behind them, no mech destroyers, no grenade troopers or assault mechs, or some masters to convert. They're just not trading as well as they could be. I wonder for Hero here, he's going to go and aggro Ashman, while trying to hold McGee over here. I wonder if he's going to spread himself just a little bit too thin. Crack under the pressure. Because I mean, he has just lost this battle. And Juan is reinforcing with a lot of mech. Even adding in heavy artillery now. And Juan's set to down. Look at the difference in score right now. Come on, 10k ahead. It's 3 bombers makes this army turn around. Oh dear, they're moving it, the fluffy rabbit style, moving at the cannon speed right now. The HP. You're very distracted with this army at the moment. And that's better though, with the MDs behind, then they can really just land all their shots for free. Mando's trying to pump out these assault mechs, but they're not doing too well. Don't have much upgrades. HP wise. And some anti-air troopers. Looks like they cleaned up the bombers. This army just all looking a bit low. The bomber damage. Moving towards Ashman here. Kind of surprised Ashman's just not really got any units. He's had like 10 minutes of a breather. His economy looks okay. He's got workers, you know, everywhere. Where's the army? Some follows up for grabs there. One just misrallying a little bit and kind of suffering attrition and not really getting all his units together here, protecting them properly. Need a lot of strike mechs just to deal with these elite Royal Crusaders, or add in some repeater troopers. Or even some elite Geo Warriors would do okay too. Yeah, it's not bad if you doubled that one. Yeah, Fortress going up here against Ashman. Ashman's doing his classic thing where he fills his fortress with troopers. It's grenade troopers today. Usually it's trooper recruits. Would be better though if he'd actually got some army out. Big army. See some mech factories queued up there. It wouldn't be a bad civ to go against with the cheap heavy mech destroyers for rookies, I think. And Hero just looks well set up now, just to not die. Dave's sort of alive here and there. He's got a command center over here. 3 troopers. And a lot of strike mechs just running to their death at the moment. One not paying attention, and they're not heavy strike mechs either. Running right into the units. They need to be here to protect this army. Hero needs to take advantage of this moment. His opponent's thrown away his counter to his Crusaders, so he really needs to just surge forward with everything here and take the trade and try and knock down this infrastructure. He's busy microing these strikes at the moment. Probably microing over here in Ashman's base. This is the time for him to go though. His units are trying to do it for himself, but Juan's very, you know, aware of what happened. You can see all these new strike mechs he's built. Something better shield coverage, I think, for Hero at the moment. With a sort of double shield arc. I think he loses, Juan loses his shield here too. His cannon. See these strike mech raids, just trying to attrition Juan down here, I guess. Maybe he doesn't feel he'll replace his workers too well. Certainly a lot of eco to grab here with these strike mechs, especially on these farmers. Farmers would be super annoying to lose. You have to reset up all the farms and stuff. These Crusaders just sitting around when they should be, I think, on top of this army right now. They're on stand ground or something? Defensive? I see a couple of them running over when they get shot at. Air cruiser here for a while. There's a few interceptors out though. We can get right on top of that. I think they can kill it, the 4 of them there. And Ashman just, oh, he's got 1 assault mech right now. What's he up to? He's got so much food and carbon. Here we're at population cap at the moment. Crusaders running in now. Interceptors onto that AC. He's going to kill it there. Backline's looking a little bit thin, but those Crusaders are still alive and kicking. Just making sure that every one of these shots lands, kills off these MDs. Now, while I'm in a spell of trouble here. And Ashman looks like he's just, you know, he's a paper stand-in for himself, and all Hero needs to do is, you know, poke a few holes, or, you know, a gust of wind will knock Ashman over. Reveal that there's nothing here. There's no units or anything. We're trying to hang on here, but there's a few MDs from MandoDave helping. Crusaders getting on top of the units. And the Reconquista of MandoDave's base is going well here. Shield goes down. Here we've just got a few units here. This one cannon just doing a lot of work. And a few strike mechs raiding here and there. And Juan and Ashman just seemingly not really got any teamwork at all. Ashman really struggling to just get an army out. On these Wookiee assault mechs, which are just not too great. MandoDave picking up the holocrons. Get his holos back. Into this temple. Gonna be up to 3. All Ashman's done in this game is repair mechs. This is a big thing in this game. Mech repairer. Oh, some berserkers. I don't know if they're great though against the heavy strike mech Naboo player. I don't know if they'll be really sturdy enough there. Gonna try and wipe this army, but strike mech's looking to intercept them. And see how quickly they die. Dave getting those holocrons. Putting them in his Sith temple with Naboo player on his team. Classic. Heavy troopers. Trying to get up to those repeater troopers for Geonosians, but I feel it's a little bit too late right now. Especially, there's a lot of infrastructure that's been built up here. Maybe too much infrastructure for one. He's just not got the carbon right now to build the units he wants. I think what probably would have been quite good for him would be just a lot of heavy mounties, maybe some grenade troopers, and then the mech with Geos here. Especially with what they were fighting. Because the Mounties can sort of intercept the Royal Crusaders for you. Distract them on the front line, keep them off your units. Slowly killing Ashman here. Building more Berserkers. What upgrades does he have though? Like, don't have this. We don't have any of those. Speed, got one speed. We don't have self-regeneration either. Let's have Advanced Berserker. There's certainly a lot of extra upgrades you could be picking up there. All his Berserkers. 11 range with artillery. Not 12. A forest vision then, and not the +1. And Hero's got here. Trying to get MandoDave back in the game here. All these holocrons that he's picked up. 3 holes and some big farms over here. Big farms. Looks like Parappa's base. And Ashman feeling more worker deaths on his side with these heavy strike mechs continuing to raid. And his Hero and MandoDave here, and he's really helping out these assault mechs for like the building. Just lose one to the fortress though. That building damage from them there. Clear things up quicker. And we do have a bit of a skirmish here. Those berserkers getting on top, but I feel like they seem a little bit slow to kill things. It's probably because they're missing all that extra bonus damage that they could have from the War Center upgrade. There's not really anything to kill them though. No strike mechs here at the moment. Ashman is slowly killing everything off here, and he's got his cannon hitting at the fortress. Power core goes down, shield's gone. Here we're going to lose all his momentum here on this side. As Megito's lost most of his here. He is rebuilding though. He's going to need a pretty well put together army to deal with all these Royal Crusaders and these mech destroyers behind them. Because they are very strong. He's going to engage. I don't think he's worth him doing that just now. Engaging into shielded units. The best thing you could really do is sit in a shield for Royal Crusaders. Because then you're taking them having a shield out of the equation, right? Because you've got a shield. I just hear dead Geonosians. Bit of a massacre. What? What's this? They died at the fortress, right? No, he stopped. It's getting some damage in there, you know. I don't think he kills any of them, but maybe it goes to the next one. He's softening them up. The interceptor's in the way, though. Gonna shut that trade down. They're waiting. And explode those cargo freighters do. Berserkers running in here do get an assault mech, but Crusader's gonna clash with this army, and there's just, I don't feel like there's enough anti-Crusader units at the moment. Then the repeaters, lots of strike mechs, some bounties or something like that. Some Geo warriors, an AC. Something to get some big damage on them and get rid of those shields. Ashman, they'll go for some raiding here with all these MDs. Doesn't have heavy mech destroyer though, which you can be getting from Fukis. Atomic Soup, hurry up and win, I'll make it to 3v3. Heroes rebuilt here, pushing back into Ashman's side of the map. Continuing this raid of Megito here. How's he doing now? Because he's been getting raided pretty much for... He's still 140 workers, he's keeping up on top of things. Ashman at 100. He's feeling the heat. A Hero down to 100 as well. But it does have a pretty big standing army at the moment. No workers planned though. And MandoDave, 40 workers, not a lot here, but up to 4 holocrons. Helping them get out some of these assault mechs. Pretty much just farms and holocrons. Building assault mechs when he can. Which is a good compliment, a good support to Heroes units here. A lot of Crusaders running in. No, looking pretty healthy too. I feel like Juan's just gonna lose everything here, all his infrastructure. I need to rebuild it somewhere. They hope to continue. Buildings are dying. And Ashman has the means to probably beat this army, but it's in the center of the map. Killing a prefab shelter. Oof. Relentless raiding of MandoDave here with the Berserkers. A lot of workers going down, and he needs those workers right now. You know, a little bit distracted with this army, not doing too much right now, when it could just be good running straight into the base here. Giving Ashman some time to get these assault mechs together. But Juan just being completely spawn camped at the moment. See units just running out to their deaths. And pretty much stop building them now, isn't he? It's a good choice. I'm gonna make some heavier, it's not worth it. They'll just die. Crusaders will just explode them. He needs to just cancel all this and rebuild his infrastructure and build it over here and protect it. Put the units out to protect it from the Crusaders. Trying to get that trade, get that Nova going, but just can't with these interceptors. $115 Nova. There's a lot of them out here as well. Miguel could deal with this himself though, because he has a shield interceptor, so it's possible. That's kind of Ashman, he's Wookiees too. It's not really been much air used in this game, it's all been pretty much land warfare. They're really a spot of raiding in T3. And some bomber antics. The assault mechs here are going to do quite well against strike mechs, but there's a few MDs here and there. If they focus down, they should be able to kill them. Pulls away though. And this army marching towards Juan's base. Trying to keep the pedal, or the foot on the pedal here. Keep the gas flowing. Accelerating into Juan's base. Help him get this infrastructure up where he can defend himself. Still a lot of units here too that could be with this army. Slowly progressing. Here's attention really focused on Ashman right now. Trying to get something built up here, pulling some workers. Another fortress. I think there used to be one here. Might actually be the exact foundation he's building upon. Mando's assault mechs get pushed away here by Ashman's unupgraded mech destroyers. He was running away for some reason there, and then he realised he should probably defend Mando's units. And then comes back. Assessing what units he's got here, because he's got a lot over here too. And I just don't think they've got anything to stop Hero and MandoDave now. It's all just looking a bit bleak. A few MDs popping out here, but again, they just lose so hard to the Royal Crusaders. Need those repeaters or strike mechs. Bounties, something like that. Ackley's would be a good one. Go about Ackley's. And they're going to call GG there. Well deserved, hard fought victory for Hero and MandoDave there. Just coming out on top. And if you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. You want to get involved in these types of games, you can find our GVG Discord server down below in the description field. You can find a link to the Expanding Fronts server, which is the mod that we're playing here. You can play the game on vublade.com, you'll see a link for that. That's where you can play online. And if you want to support the channel in another way, maybe buy me a coffee, you can find a PayPal link down below in the description field. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.